My name is Alan.
My name's Evan. And
Welcome to all my friends.
Dude, that was so legit. More like best podcasts out there, am I right? And we are back for another interview. I am starting to lose track, Alan.
Episode 16.
Sweet 16.
It's our Sweet 16.
Gotta spread my wings. Great Hillary Duff song. Underrated.
Yeah. MTV tried to come through to, video the whole Sweet 16 experience, but we said, nah, not this time.
We'll take the Hillary Duff sponsorship, though. That'd be tight. We'll stamp of approval from her.
Yeah.
Interview? Down. Childhood crush right there. That'd be tight. But we are, in fact, back for our 16th episode. It's kind of crazy. Today, this is the third time that we've hit record on these microphones. We're churning them out.
Yeah, we are.
The people want interviews.
Record
and what are we doing?
on that, bitch.
We're giving them interviews, Alan. Alan's wiping his eyes. He's tired.
I'm tired.
Who knew that the pod life could be so tiring?
Yeah, I don't know. Not us, because we don't do it very often. But
I'm fatigued. I'm like, I'm kind of ready for a nap, or I'm ready to use my foam roller to stretch my back out somehow. Like,
God, he's such a wimp.
See, this is what happens, though.
Such a wimp.
We're building our fatigue up. We're rookies in this business, but we might be hitting our rookie wall, but we're going to push through it. We're going to keep going because we do have a fantastic interview for you all. In episode 16, we had the privilege of recording a fellow Evan Giia of Odesza's label 4 and Family Collective sat down with us, had a fantastic interview with her. But before we get to that, we do have a quick recap of what happened this last week in music, as we always do. Alan, was it a busy week or not?
It was better than last week. Last week was a little bit slower.
Last week was a little slow.
But we have some stuff. Not the busiest of weeks, but it was a good one.
We're recording this on the Sunday evening, May 20th, actually during the Billboard Music Awards, which is apparently something that a lot of people care about. So that's happening. Yeah, apparently. We'll get to that later, but we do have some stuff that's happened in the last week. Al, why don't you start us off here, my man?
Yeah. Starting us off, I'll start with the biggest, probably and best headline we saw this week.
What are you going to
Backstreet Boys might release 2 albums this year.
Actually, probably a pretty huge deal.
Yeah, they released a new single, I think yesterday, a couple days ago. Friday.
News to me.
Oh, really? Yeah. New single out. In an interview, they said that might not be 1, but 2 albums that fans get this year.
This is the thing.
It's been since 2014 since their last music came out.
Honestly, I would have guessed longer.
I was going to say I have no idea what music that was in 2014, but apparently they had some.
Is this the one with Justin Timberlake?
No. Oh my God. I think
that's dumb. I just had a lot of people eye roll as they listen to this on whatever way they listen to it. Well, that'll be cool. I do still enjoy the classics. A boy band that really has made some timeless songs that we still listen to in 2018. So, think
over under 2 songs you'll listen to from these albums?
I'll listen to all of them.
You will?
I'll listen to all of them once.
You didn't listen to 2014.
I probably did. Just didn't resonate with me. Well, that'll be good. Yeah. Why isn't NSYNC doing this then? It's like
JT's successful by himself.
Yeah,
he doesn't
JT,
need.
Why don't you stop?
He doesn't need
selfish,
NSYNC,
bro. Come on,
dude.
Man.
He has his Man in the Woods or
Man in the Woods. That thing sucked. That whole thing sucked.
Maybe he does need NSYNC.
He did the Super Bowl. Yeah, he might need NSYNC though.
Bring it back.
Next up. Apparently, speaking of albums that are coming soon, Mrs. Taylor Swift has been a rumor that Mrs. Taylor Swift's next album could be coming before the end of 2019. And if you know anything about Taylor Swift, you know that she does albums in 2-year increments.
Yes.
Or has. So I guess
last time they had fans had to wait 3 years, but before that, it had always been on schedule every 2 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Last one lagged a little bit.
Reputation, which she's on her Reputation tour now. I will be seeing that Tuesday. So
thanks for hooking up that ticket as well.
2017, yeah, that's when Reputation came out. So that was still 2 years, and this will be 2 years as well. So actually, now that I'm reading this headline that Alan researched, so not very interesting research on his part. It makes sense. Of course, it's going to be out in 2 years. That's what she does.
Yeah,
it's like saying we will have a president every 4 years. It's just as consistent as
I think we'll have a president every year.
Oh, nice little change of wording there. That's
shout outs. On another big headline, if you ever wondered what a collab between Nicki Minaj and Haim would sound like, now you can almost know.
Almost.
On SNL, Nicki Minaj rapped with a fake Haim band. Actors from...
Actresses.
Actors is not... what's it called?
Gendered.
Gendered. Yeah, actually.
We'll cut this part.
But yeah, so if you ever wonder what it sounds like,
SNL
go
did
check
a
out that
skit.
little clip from SNL. Nicki with Haim. The Haim girls tweeted about it,
Losing
laugh
their
it.
minds.
Yeah, they loved it. Give their thumbs up of approval. No one took it in any mean spirit. It was a funny clip.
It's good. It's not
Yeah.
a parody thing.
Yeah.
Honestly, a Nicki and Haim song isn't too far off. Could absolutely see that happening sooner or later. There's been weirder collabs that have happened.
Yeah, I know.
Future
I
and
agree.
Maroon 5.
Yeah.
Kendrick and Maroon 5. SZA and Maroon 5.
So Maroon 5 is the
Maroon 5 is the odd one out
common
here. Maroon 5 loves to just, throw a song out whenever
Yeah.
some hot artist is coming up. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then the last one, our man, 1/3 of the Migos, Mr. Offset, was actually in a car crash. He posted photos of the injury. Cardi B revealed some details about it and then deleted the tweet. I mean, Cardi's all about deleting these days.
Oh, yeah.
She's on the delete game,
She really
Maybe she just discovered the delete button.
could be.
Maybe she thought it was a forever thing.
I feel like she just needs to chill at home. She's having
Cardi,
a baby
have your
soon.
baby.
Yeah, don't get in car crashes. Come on.
You need to.
That
We
shit's
need to put
dangerous.
Cardi in a case.
Yeah.
And keep her safe.
Yeah. we
Not
need
only
this-
because she's having a baby, but because she's precious cargo.
Yeah, exactly.
We all love Cardi. Cardi is gonna, riding the. She won Billboard's top female rap artist of the year, beating out some competition such as Nicki Minaj and Bad Baby, aka Catch Me Outside Girl. So clearly, the nominees were a little bit slim in that category. If Bad Baby is artist 3 of 3.
Yeah, I was gonna say the first two make sense. Third one, I'm just kind of like.
Not that I have anything against Bad Baby.
No.
Enjoy her music, actually.
Yeah, it's actually pretty entertaining.
Don't at me about it, because I'll talk to you. But
At him at it.
yeah, at me. There are potentially more qualified candidates.
Yes.
There are definitely more candidates, that's for sure. So, not sure why that category only had 3 people in it. Anyways, keep Cardi safe. We should make T-shirts. Keep Cardi safe.
Wow.
Could we do that without getting sued?
Yeah, why not?
Just keep the B off.
Yeah, Cardi.
Could be talking about my cousin named Cardi.
Exactly.
Cardi Johnson.
Cardi's a common.
Yeah,
common
Cardi,
name.
short for Cardison. Could be a full name. Not a bad name, actually.
There you go. Now you're gonna find out when Evan has a son, Cardison.
We've got that's cool.
This is an amazing one.
This is actually a really good one. I'm glad we put this in this segment. The royal wedding, which apparently is the biggest thing in the whole wide world. My mother woke up at 6 a.m. to watch it, and I know many friends.
She
not just,
did?
Yeah, of course. She had people over for it. It's a party. I know people my age that were doing that though.
I guess that makes sense to me. We're on the West Coast, so that meant it would have had to be 4 a.m. for us. And
Yeah, that
if
sounds
any of
terrible.
my friends did that,
You're an insane
just-
person.
Yeah, just wake up and watch the replay.
Ready? TiVo. Is TiVo still a thing?
I was gonna say, wow, you picked like the worst version of
No,
that.
that's a good version of
YouTube.
it.
Come on, people.
It's probably not on YouTube.
Yeah, it's for
anyways.
sure on
DVR it. There it is. DVR it.
TiVo.
Watch it at 10 a.m. like a normal person. Why do you
Wake
need to
up,
watch
put
that
a
live?
cassette in, and
Exactly.
start taping.
What do you hope? You hoping that I don't know, somebody falls? That'd be actually kind of funny. Anyways, back to the headline. The royal wedding is on all streaming services, including Spotify, and will be available to purchase on vinyl. Yes, it's not the audio of the people doing the vows or anything like that. It's straight up like the orchestra music.
Which I guess I'm sure the orchestra that played
slaps.
was probably one of the best orchestras out there because they
Because
would.
apparently this is the biggest thing in the world.
Yeah. So it might be good music. It's just so weird to me that you would have a vinyl of the royal wedding.
They also got it up pretty quick.
Dude, gotta get that merch.
It was up
sold.
yesterday.
Gotta
The
get
wedding
that
was
merch.
yesterday. Gotta get that what?
Merch.
Merch?
Yeah, they sell merch of weddings. They have like T-shirts, keychains, like all different types of merch you can get of the royal wedding.
God. I don't get it.
On
Are
that
we
note, though,
old?
did
Are we
you
out of
see-
the
Did you
loop?
see how?
Wait, let me say the classic line. That's cool.
Let's go.
There it is.
Yeah. But like for real, did you see like how good looking Beckham still looks?
For real.
how
Beckham
amazing
and
Amal
Victoria.
Clooney looked and her husband George.
Ooh, whoa, nice. You like that? Yeah, Beckham with the coattails, looking like he's about to whip his coattails back and walk out of a room, like storm out of a room mad or something like that. It was really great.
How has he not been like a villain, like a British villain on a TV?
I think he's too
movie?
good looking.
True.
A lot of villains are good looking, but kind of ugly too.
They have like a mean streak to them.
Yeah,
That's true. And then last segment of the day, little old Kanye sighting.
Bringing it back.
This one, for once, not bad. Thankfully.
Kanye, maybe not as problematic as you thought.
Yeah. Apparently, Kanye is searching for a new publicist with global experience. So we've traveled.
I've been to Canada.
Yeah. I've
And
been to
Europe.
Mexico.
Alan's from Mexico.
So
Born and raised.
Global experience.
Alan, are you a dual citizen?
I am.
Does this mean that we're in consideration? We've managed to get interviews that we are not qualified for. Do we agree with that?
Absolutely.
So are we exceeding expectations on our own job?
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. Kanye, if Kanye would take a wild chance on two inexperienced 20-sums from Seattle. I don't know how we can
where
get in
we
touch
find
with
the
them.
application, where we like submit our resumes.
LinkedIn, probably.
LinkedIn. We're gonna hit
Glass window.
Glassdoor. God.
Can you tell I haven't looked for a job in a while? So Kanye, holler at us. Before we get into that, do we want to do a little Billboard as it stands? Again, we are recording in the middle of the award show. Taylor Swift just won the top female artist. She beat out Cardi B, Halsey, Demi Lovato, and Camila Cabello. Any thoughts?
I don't really know all the other people's albums, but
You don't know Halsey's album? Wow, thought you were a super fan.
did it come out last year though?
I don't know. It's just top female artists. This is what Alan and I were trying to figure out. What was Billboard just like? Oh, we're going to do an award show and everyone's going to pay attention to it and care about it. Is it as simple as that?
That's what I'm just confused by. Like, it's not based on like new albums and it's just like artists.
They just do something in the middle of May.
Like T Swift, I guess, is still the biggest artist. So like, I can't argue with that.
Yeah, she is. The top duo / group was Imagine Dragons. Imagine Dragons beat out Migos, U2, Coldplay, and the Chainsmokers.
Yeah, that's wrong.
That's a reminder that they're the suburban class, the suburban white people of America will dominate.
Absolutely.
Because how you think that Migos has not had a more successful year than maybe I'm just out of the loop though. Imagine Dragons is probably in every ESPN commercial I've ever heard in my entire life.
They're huge, but come on, Migos.
Yeah, come on, dude.
Yeah.
U2 also.
I don't know.
U2 is the biggest band.
Now, here was the interesting one to me. Explain to me the difference between there's a top Billboard 200 artist.
Yeah.
Drake won that.
And then
Then there's a top 100 artist, and Ed Sheeran won that. What's the difference?
ready? Fun fact for you. You know who has the most streamed song of all time on Spotify? Ed Sheeran. Shape of You. Beat out Drake's One Dance.
Do you think that's why Spotify's going down the tank and now everyone's using Apple Music?
Last time I checked, Spotify is on the rise.
Apple Music rising faster. Interesting.
It's okay. It's kind of tough to rise faster than something that's already higher than you. So,
But, okay, so why did this top streaming songs artist go to Kendrick Lamar and beat out Ed Sheeran? Explain that one to me.
listen, man. I didn't even listen to what you just said there. I'm not going to lie.
The top streaming artist was Kendrick over Ed Sheeran, but you just said Ed Sheeran had more streams.
Because Ed has the top streaming song of all time. Yeah, it's approaching 2 billion. God, that's great. Yeah.
These awards make no sense to me.
I wish that there were more. Oh, top Christian album. That's what I was looking for. They have a lot of more categories. You know, of course, they always have more categories than you actually see. But it's so we'll probably give another recap when we record later this week on the final awards. But we do have a fantastic interview for you all again with probably the best named guest we've ever had, right, Alan?
Well, she goes by Emmy, so yeah, that's a pretty solid name.
Evan
Emmy
Giia
is a great name.
Evan Giia. She was a fantastic guest. She's got such a bright future. We're big fans of the music. Her live performance is incredible. Great interview. Very smart person, and probably the best interview we've ever done. Right?
Yeah, she was amazing. Our side definitely lacked a little bit. It's almost like it was just missing like half of what makes it great.
It was the best, the most appealing, the most aesthetically pleasing audio There's two really good voices. Like one of them, obviously, she's a singer. The other one just has like a beautiful, silky, some would say, Frank Sinatra of 2018. Yes, that would be myself. It was a great interview, though. I don't think we should We shouldn't waste any more time blabbing because we have a fantastic interview with Evan Giia. And here is Evan. Yay!
This is the new world, you told me lightly. Oh, and how could it end? Let it fall in my lifetime. I don't really like that. I don't really like that. And how can you paint all the colors of my life? And I don't really like that. No, I don't really like that. Waking up in the morning, I can't remember yesterday with you. Stare myself in the silence, who knows if I'll even remember you. Waking up in the morning, I can't remember yesterday with you. Stare myself in the silence, who knows if I'll even remember you.
Awesome. Well, we are in an undisclosed location in Seattle, Washington with a very special guest. I'm biased, but I think that you have the best name of any guest that we've ever had. We have Evan Giia on. All my friends, how's it going?
Thank you so much. It's going awesome.
Okay, the real name is Evan.
Yes, my real name is Evan,
Sometimes go by Emmy.
but a lot of people call me Emmy. Little confusing, but yeah, that's where I got Evan Giia from.
So it's essentially your name, and then you cut off half of your last name.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
Exactly.
Was
So my real name's Evan Maria. So we got the E and the M, put it together. You got Emmy.
Okay.
And then Evan Giia is
So
my
as a fellow
stage
Evan,
name.
do you get a lot of people misspelling your name even?
No.
Really? Happens to me all the time.
Wait, seriously?
EVEN
Oh God, no.
or other ways.
No,
Never
I had
happens?
so many bad experiences as a woman, Evan, in middle school and all that stuff. I was mortified. I hated the name. I was like, oh my God, no, I want to go by Emmy because everyone thought I was a guy. And that back then, that's like the worst thing in the whole world. But now I
Last name
love
was
it.
Johnson, so middle school when people started putting that together,
Johnson.
it was terrible. It was terrible, and I didn't catch on for a while. So
That's so funny.
It was great. First question: what can you tell us about the pumpkin drop?
What?
What?
The pumpkin drop?
Yeah, the pumpkin drop.
Am I supposed to know what the
Do you not know what the pumpkin drop is?
Like at a carnival, like
No,
you drop a pumpkin?
Is there a tradition called the pumpkin drop at a school you went to?
Oh my God. Wow.
Is that a real thing?
That is so crazy. You dug deep.
That's oh my gosh, my friend. We've got a long interview here.
Wow,
if
that's
digging
hilarious.
deep. What is
yeah,
it?
well, I went to Thayer, which is a small school in Massachusetts, and we drop pumpkins from the bell tower down to the concrete, and it's crazy.
That's it? Do you have any idea what it comes from?
There's none.
Yes, there is. There's a story behind
What?
it.
You know?
The story is that there was like a science experiment of like, if you drop a really heavy object or if you drop a really light object.
Oh
that,
my
like,
God, yes.
At some
Now I know.
similar speeds or something like that.
Mr. Donovan.
There you go.
Science teacher.
That's what it
Wow,
came from?
I'm literally freaking out right now. Wow.
You're not freaking out. Oh, this is going to be a long interview.
That is so crazy.
Wait, what? Is it like a boarding school?
It's not a boarding school, it's a day school.
Okay. So you would like go home.
But it was a
at night?
private school.
Yeah.
It was nice. I loved it actually.
Where is it?
So it's in the South Shore.
Okay.
Like 20 minutes outside of Boston.
Yeah. So, but you would go home at night. It's not like
Go home at night.
okay.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
I drove every day, so
That's nice. What's the greatest?
those drives were like actually my favorite pastime.
Is this pretty?
I'm not kidding. Not even it's pretty. I just like used to bump all my favorite tunes with
Okay.
my brother next to me. It's like 30 minutes of heaven.
Yeah.
So
That's good. Well, what can you tell us about Groton Hall?
Groton Hall.
Is that on campus there?
That's on campus.
Okay,
yeah.
that's like a building there.
Yeah, it's just a
It
building.
really looks like it's like a
It's like a Hogwarts-ish
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Underrated
That was
campus.
where all our sciences were. And it actually looks it's really pretty campus now that I think about it.
yeah. Yeah. And how close is that to home then, you say?
It's like a 30-minute drive.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And at one point, were you Belle in Beauty
Oh my
and the Beast
gosh. I'm so happy you brought this up because
Yeah?
this is like my favorite past.
This is what you wish you were.
This is literally like my favorite memory of my entire life. Yes.
Your
I was
entire
Belle.
life?
I'm not even kidding.
Okay.
Like it was opening
Explain.
night, massive deal for me. I had one of my friends, his dad is Steven Tyler from Aerosmith. So we had
Who
him
you've
in the
sang 3
audience.
songs with?
Who I sang with.
Okay, so that's how that connection
It was
comes.
high
You
stakes.
just hijacked my question.
Oh,
but
I'm
that's fine.
sorry.
It's
You
all
were
good,
on
don't
that
worry.
one next.
That's okay.
But anyway, I was a big musical theater fan and
Okay.
stole the stage and still remember it. It was
Yeah. That's
big night.
Okay. And were you in theater as a child?
Yes,
Did you do that
I was.
often?
So I did a lot of musical theater. I did a lot of opera as well. I studied that for like 10 years.
Wow.
So way different than the stuff I'm doing now.
Way
but,
different.
yeah.
What was the transition of that? You just started listening to more.
Exactly.
electronic
I wanted to make what I was listening to. I wasn't
Right.
going home and putting on Bach
Oh.
because like I was just not into it.
'Cause you're a normal person.
I'm a normal person.
Right? Yeah. Nothing against Bach.
But no, he's incredible.
Of course.
But I just all of a sudden had that switch, and that's what made me go to Berklee College of Music because I wanted to have the contemporary training behind it.
Right. Was a lot of that from your parents from a young age? Like, hey,
Actually,
we
my
want you doing
parents try
lessons?
every freaking day to like say that it's because of them and
Yeah.
that they have a little part of this, but they're totally not musically inclined at all.
Yeah.
They're just the most supportive humans on the face of the earth and thought right away if I was like 3, they're, let's put all our money into this and do it. So I was doing lessons right away. And
In orchestra?
not an orchestra, choirs, musicals,
Any
all
instruments
the.
before this?
I picked up a lot of them and dropped
We all
them. I
did.
was like,
Clarinet? Were you a clarinet
Mom,
person?
I don't want to practice.
That was the
so,
worst. That would be the worst part about
So
it.
I picked up like piano, guitar, let it go.
Yeah.
But I am drumming in my show.
There you go.
So
There you go.
I'm picking that up.
So what is that like as far as like, obviously now this is like a self-started career that you have now this just drive and motivation for, and previously, you're younger, of course you don't want to fucking practice or anything like that. So like, what do you feel like what's the big difference between that?
It's actually kind of tough because you're on your own schedule. You have your own goals. You have to
stay
set your own
motivated.
timeline. Like I'm very goal oriented and very organized, so I can kind of push myself a little too much sometimes, thinking, okay, well next week I need to be doing this, and next year I want this. But it's good because I can push myself. But I love it. Actually, this is the first time on the tour that I've been alone. None of my friends or family have come to the shows.
Okay.
And I had a second in my hotel room yesterday being like, holy shit, I can't believe this is actually happening. This is actually happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
that's great. And
Yeah.
now you're on playing sold out shows.
Exactly.
Which is like, are these some of the first shows that you've
This
played?
will be literally my 5th show as Evan Giia, which is
Ever?
amazing. I've done a bunch of shows in New York,
Okay.
but nothing as put together as this.
Right.
So this
is there
is
a room in Boston too? Like, is
yes,
there numbers
the,
in the name?
The Red Room.
Red Room. Okay.
Yeah,
That's what
Cafe
it is.
939 is probably
There
what
you
you.
go. Cafe.
So when I was a student at Berklee College of Music, I was the promoter for that venue.
Oh.
So I got my music business degree. So I wanted to be
Wow.
in management. I wanted to be in like events. And then as soon as I got to New York, I was like, wow, fuck this.
Why?
I want to be on stage.
Of course.
Because I
I mean,
started
music
like
industry
promoting other
sucks.
people and I'm like, what am I doing? Like I want to be the one up there. I started getting jealous.
Really?
So
It's good
I
that you
was
can
like,
recognize that.
I'm glad that I turned it around, and because this is clearly felt this is really what I should be doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. What is a music degree like? Like a music business degree or whatever?
Well, I actually got it because I was thinking to myself at Berklee, I'm like, do I really need a degree in performance?
right.
Like
Something
what I'm
you've been
doing right now
doing.
on tour, that's your degree in performance. Like that's really what it's all about.
Yeah.
But I loved getting the music business degree because it was just obviously I'm learning from really awesome professors from Berklee that all have been managers and they've had real industry experience.
Yeah.
So that was really cool.
Yeah.
And I just thought, it's better to get something solidified when I'm out
Right.
of there with a real degree, and then
Yeah.
just in case this doesn't fall,
You never know.
go through.
Like, have a backup plan, and if
Exactly.
it doesn't, yeah, that totally makes sense. Do you ever cover songs in your set?
I have one tonight, actually.
What is it?
I'm doing a cover of No Type by Ray Shremmerd. Because I'm a huge hip hop fan, and I
Okay.
think that they are fucking dope.
Yep.
And I wanted to have kind of a super stripped down, just bass and drums and just my voice.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you'll see.
So you're not covering "What's Up" by 4 Non Blondes anymore? That's
Oh
not a
my
thing?
God.
That was a thing
That's
too.
another. You're like giving me so much nostalgia. This is
seriously
crazy.
underrated song though.
This is the deepest
That's
cut
good.
interview ever.
That's good. I hope so. That's what we strive for.
I love that song.
That song is
Seriously,
so underrated.
It's so underrated. It's so fucking good.
That's like one of the better one-hit wonders
It is.
ever. I mean,
It's
maybe
one of
they
those
have
like
other
scream at the
songs.
top of your lungs,
Yeah.
like windows down, like no one
ironic
looking at
probably
you.
makes more sense, too. Same thing. Like I don't know what happens for the first 90 seconds of that song, and then when the chorus comes in,
You just like black out and scream.
I don't remember any of it. So right now, Evan Giia is just you. Correct?
Yes, just me.
Is there any aspirations for a band or anything like that?
Yeah, so eventually I'd love to push my live show
thing.
out a little bigger and make
Right.
it, make it full-fledged. But I do want to keep it simple, though. I think next step is to have like 2 people behind me.
Okay.
Probably my producers, Will and
I
Ashan.
was gonna say,
Yeah.
You're not producing all the stuff, right?
No, I am so lucky. So I would be nowhere without Ashan and Will. They're together named Memba.
Mm-hmm.
They do all the production for my original stuff, and I've also featured on some of theirs.
Right.
They make some like filthy, incredible, like trap, tribal type stuff
Yeah.
that you need to check out, by the way.
How do you know I haven't checked it out? How do you know I'm
Oh,
not the
well, you
biggest Memba
probably
fan?
already have.
I have heard a few Memba songs before, but not a
Okay,
ton.
cool. But it's made up of Ashan, who's my boyfriend, and Will, who's my friend. So
Cool.
we live in Brooklyn together. We do everything in house. We have a studio in our apartment. So it's amazing. So next, like they want to be a part. They want to be a part of these ones. I'm like, you guys just want to be a part of like the Coachella one.
Of course.
Like, they're like, yeah, let us know when you get on like the huge
The big
stage,
ones.
and then we'll come
No,
out.
no.
I'm like, you guys suck.
You need to play for 3 people in Vancouver
Yeah,
at
come on.
7:15 p.m. And if not,
You don't want my early show.
exactly. Early shows are underrated. For us old folks, like.
Oh my
it'd
god!
be a
I
good
actually
time.
kind of liked it. I got to bed at 10. I was like, this is awesome.
You didn't stay out afterwards for the backpack kid?
Not at all. I left right away. I should have stayed for him.
You should explain that situation real quick.
So we got pushed on our venue in Vancouver to the early show because the backpack kid, who's the meme, who does the crazy, you can't see what I'm doing with that weird dance.
It's good. It's a good radio. I always love them.
And yeah, he's just goes on 2 minutes, rips it. Everyone goes crazy, and
Just
he gets
dances.
paid. Yeah.
That's kind of the dream. I mean, it's not really the dream, but like, if you fell into that, like,
If you fell into that, I was just thinking too, I'm like, all the money he makes, he's like in high school, he's probably just like saving all of
God,
this. He doesn't
yeah.
have rent, he doesn't have any real expenses.
of course, it's great. Wait, so your boyfriend is one of the producers?
Yes.
So you guys are basically a different version of Offset, Cardi B.
Oh my God, yeah,
Right?
thanks.
Have you gotten any flack because you have a song called Drip and now Cardi has a song?
I was actually like,
Could you sue off that?
shit. I'm like, Cardi, what the hell?
What the fuck? I thought we were.
Don't you
I
know
thought we
about
were-
my Drip song?
Right? How does she not know about that? That's insane.
Oh, I fucking love Cardi, so I
She's
would
the
never
best.
say anything.
Of course. I wonder if you could you sue off that?
I don't
Kyle,
know.
you're a legal man. Could you sue off the same titled song?
There are
Kyle's
so
pleading the
many,
fifth.
I think.
Kyle
That
says no. Oh yeah, you wouldn't.
there's
you
no
wouldn't
way.
have
I
an
wouldn't
issue.
get anywhere.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, I thought about that right away. I'm like, your song came out before that one. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah, it did.
Exactly. So you're.
She
you're
was
in the
actually
clear.
drawing inspo from mine.
That's what it was.
So.
But because you are solo right now, whatever happened to the group Nicolette and Emmy?
Oh my God.
Is that a band that you were in for, or a duo?
Oh my God,
or-
I'm dying. Shout out to my best friend,
Is
Nikki.
it- You're still friends?
Yes.
And
So we were in, it was so minor, but it was really, really fun. We played like covers. It was just a cover band
You
with her
love your covers.
dad on the piano.
It was a family band.
It was like a family thing. We did a bunch of different shows, like little ones in New York and outside of New Jersey. So yeah.
That's
we
it.
we
That was
made
the
it big.
those were the early.
It was funny though, because like eventually I was like, oh, I like the electronic stuff, so I moved
Nikki
on to
wasn't a
Evan
fan?
Giia. But
Come on, Nikki. You could have been up here. Do you still record down in your basement bathroom?
yes,
That's a thing.
well, it's not in a basement.
Okay, excuse me. First floor bathroom? I don't remember.
First floor.
Okay.
In a
Is that
dingy
real space?
basement. But no, yeah,
Okay.
in my first floor bathroom is where all of my favorite ideas have come out. It's kind of weird. It sounds incredible. It's with tiles,
Okay.
so like the
The
shit
tile
just
is
has
underrated.
amazing acoustics.
Yeah. And do you just like keep stuff popped up in there,
I
like, equipment
put
ready
my
to go?
microphone like out in the living room, slide it in when I'm ready to
Boom.
record. The boys are lucky. The boys making Memba. They upstairs with their studio, and I have to be in the bathroom.
Yeah, but look at you now. You're in Seattle.
But I
playing
put like
shows.
candles on the toilet, and like I
Wow.
get like all like into
That's good.
it.
That's good. Then we know the toilet is not in use during that. and this
Oh
is, like,
hell no! I mean, if
sort-
you have to pee though, it's
Oh,
nice.
of course,
Like,
of course.
Take a quick break.
It's always good. So what do you think help as far as like what do you think helped you more with your production, attending a school like Berkeley or working? It sounds like you have a lot of experience in venues, working in a mastering studio, Sterling Sound.
Yes.
What do you think is more? Could you pick which one was more valuable to?
Actually, I think it's none of that, which is kind of crazy because you do all of that, you spend all that money,
to reach a certain level of success.
Exactly, but I feel like the most that I've learned and taken away from is literally just doing it, like meeting the other producers in Brooklyn and doing sessions and being on the road. This is when I'm learning the most. Right. So, yeah, I would say this first kind of month or so of really getting into Evan Giia has been the biggest eye opener. Yeah. So
you got to dive into the deep end to figure out how it's all done, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, is coming from a city like New York, is that how many times did you feel overwhelmed by the amount of people around you trying to do the exact same thing?
Yeah, so actually LA is way more oversaturated for what I'm doing. So we're lucky because we have this niche in Brooklyn, and we've kind of we know everyone, and we're kind of taking it by storm a little bit, slowly but surely. So I love where I'm at because I don't feel that overwhelmed. We still feel like we're sticking out a little bit, which is nice.
Well, but New York in general, do you feel making music in a setting like that is giving you a leg up versus making music in Boston or a city not known for?
Yeah, no, definitely. If I hadn't moved from Boston, it's definitely giving me a leg up. I mean, as far as connections and the venues and people that you meet. For example, my Knitting Factory show, that was last week, I think. That's crazy. It was insane. It was totally packed. Yeah. I had everyone that I know there, but also a lot of just label reps and other people in the industry. So it was awesome because they can kind of come right over and they're all right there in the city. Yeah. So it was awesome. I mean, I love living there.
It's got to be great.
Yeah.
It's got to be great. Yeah, we always try to talk about that with people that aren't from these big music hub cities of what are the big disadvantages for you versus if you were to live in LA, even Seattle is a fairly isolated spot, but there's a lot of artists that are making a name for themselves out of this corner of the
one
country.
thing I'm actually building a team right now to shout out any people that want to be on my team. Exactly. But I'm trying to find a manager and I want them to be New York based. So it's
they're
tough.
Right there.
They're all in LA.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. It's
all of us. We'll all do it right here. From
right
Seattle,
here,
across the country, right? I think that takes us out of the running for that. That's fine. So when did you decide to be full-time musician? All Evan Giia.
So kind of crazy. I'm not yet. I am a spin instructor. Mm-hmm. So I do about 50 people in a class 9 times a week. Wow. And 9. I'm trying to bring it down. I'm getting tired.
I'm really tired thinking about that.
But it's awesome. I work at Flywheel. They're incredible. Shout out Flywheel. They've been insanely awesome about letting me be on tour and giving me the dates off and supporting my music. I've tried playing my songs in class. It's the longest 5 minutes of my life.
You can't listen to your music?
Oh my God, okay.
I feel like Westworld would work really well in a spin.
It actually does.
I was going to say.
But, the verses are so chill, and then the chorus, it's too much of a build-up.
I did my first spin class?
Spin
cycle. Did my first spin class last week.
Where?
Holy hell. Just a burn cycle of my friend is the manager
I saw it.
there.
I passed on
it's great, but I'm
were you dying?
Yeah, I don't fucking know what I'm doing too, and I don't try to keep
also
rhythm.
It's so funny when I have the guys come in and they're like, "Oh no, I don't need help or anything. I don't need help setting the bike up." And then 2 minutes later, they're like, "Wait, whoa, what's going on?" Because we stand up, we sit down. They're like, "Where are we at right now?" I'm totally confused.
Yeah, do you teach yoga too?
Have you taught? I have in the past. I'm only doing yoga now just because
to stay calm.
Yeah, and also my voice, it's tough because every time I come back to New York, I go right back to the spin bike and teach. So it's learning vocal health and proper projection that I'm really trying to hone in on.
Do you see a lot of other people, younger artists or new on the same level as you, making mistakes as far as fucking their voice up on tour or
I just actually reached out to one of my friends, Betty Who. I don't know if you know her.
Oh, yeah, we know Betty.
Yeah, so she, I just texted her because I was like, "What do you do for vocal health?"
Nice name drop, by the way. I like that little humble name.
that was unintentional, but it was awesome. Yeah, I texted her and she was like, "You need to be warming up, warming down, steaming. It's a full-time job. You can't just be doing this and then going home and getting ready back in bed." And I'm like, "Oh shit, okay." So totally for this West Coast line, warming down, which I I didn't know,
like
and now
sing softer?
and it's crazy because I've been like trained my whole life and I didn't know about that.
This is it.
I woke up a lot of people in my hotel room last night just being like la 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 la.
So you essentially do like a warm up, but
Warm up, but it's like less aggressive and
less
shorter
intense.
time. Yeah.
And you paid all that money for that Berkeley degree, and they never taught you how to warm down.
They never taught me how to warm down. It's bullshit.
Yeah, this is the little things in life that that you don't realize that's what makes Betty who she is.
Yeah, she's killing it though.
Yeah, she is. That's great. You actually are playing the room that she played last time. So that's pretty-
really?
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
actually, she. Oh, okay. Now I remember. I've been following her on Instagram and her whole tour.
How did you get connected with somebody like that?
So, well, she went to Berkeley too.
Oh.
So she's a Berkeley alum. She was in
Oh.
my class. She dropped out actually because she was crushing it.
Yeah.
And we stayed friends. So yeah.
That's got to be a good feeling of like, I don't need this fucking school. I'm gonna because I'm
To just
doing well
leave.
enough.
I know. I was always thinking, I'm like halfway through, I'm like, oh, I can't wait to be like the dropout. That's just
Right.
like, I have my career, I'm out. Didn't happen to me, but whatever.
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet.
Start school again just to drop out.
I know,
again,
just
like,
to do
day
it.
one. I'm done with this shit.
It's like John Mayer, our classic alum. He did
he?
like
Oh,
one
yeah, he
semester, but he's still like our favorite alum.
Of course. Of course.
But Charlie Puth, he was in my grade too.
What?
Yeah. So he obviously also left. He's
Okay, Charlie.
He's Charlie.
He's
Everyone
doing
knows
all right.
Charlie.
So these are some of the first shows that you've done, and now that you're out on tour, what is the biggest misconception about being on tour?
Oh my God! Wow.
To like your fans or to anyone? Because the biggest thing to if you need a little insight is everyone that we ask this question to is they say that fans think it's a party. They think that like after the show you're going to an after
I was
party.
literally just gonna say,
Is that
it's the
overwhelming, the
after
answer?
show green room whatever vibe that, I mean, even Caswell, he likes to keep it really chill in there, and I do too. We're not like taking shots and going for it, and I have to like really prepare vocally, and we have to get rest, and so we're flying out at 8 a.m. the next morning. It's not like you can, and obviously down the line there will be times where it is more of a party.
Okay.
Hopefully,
That's the hope.
I always say like I want my green room to be like super hype when I get there.
Right,
Like,
right. It's like a
but
funnel.
it's just not really at what you imagine and what you see on social media as far as like after the show everyone's just raging until 5 a.m. and
Right.
at least not for me right
If
now.
you're a rapper, Ray Shremmer. I bet Ray Shremmer.
Oh,
is
they
doing that.
probably are.
Of
Oh my
course,
God.
those
I
guys.
can't imagine what their tours are like.
Right? That would be great. Yeah, I think that's overwhelmingly the answer that we get is like people don't know that it's work. you
It's
know?
hard. You're tired. You got to go home and get ready for the next one.
For
like,
the next one, it just doesn't stop.
yeah.
Right. So how did this whole connection from Evan Giia pre-Foreign Family to Evan Giia Westworld Foreign Family, all this stuff that's happening, there's been a big shift, right?
Huge shift.
Huge
Foreign
shift.
family has made all of the difference. Basically, all of this happen. Seriously,
Shout out
I
to Kyle in the
cannot
room.
thank them enough. And every time I talk about them, I like go on and on
Gosh,
and on and on.
of course, me too. I do that all the time. Don't worry, Kyle, I got you.
Because they are just the most incredible label that I've ever
great.
worked with, and that I've ever because each person, they're just so personable. They're so nice. Like I'm on a texting basis with all of them, which is
great.
kind of crazy because labels take one single, they don't talk to you. They're like, okay, great.
Okay.
See you later. It's not like it's called Foreign Family, but it really, they make you feel like you are the family. So it's so
sweet.
nice.
So have you had previous label experience that?
On a smaller scale,
Cool.
yeah. And then we've even in talks with some of the offshoots of majors or majors in general. It's just kind of
Right.
like we'll
You
do
can
the one
give a
single,
different
two option,
vibe.
blah 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 blah. Like they're not
Really?
really in it to watch you really grow. And I've gotten other opportunities besides just the release. It's like meeting all these people,
Yeah.
and I mean they got me on tour. So
Right.
That's the only reason why I'm here.
Some of your first shows, right. So thank you to Foreign Family, or else this
Yes.
interview wouldn't have happened. So how important do you think it is for an artist of your size or anyone kind of in the electronic realm to be a part of a collective like that or a label?
I mean, I think if you can find one that really coincides with your sound and your vibe, it's like incredible. There's no better way to start to come up than that, because otherwise you're kind of, I mean, you're on your own to figure it out. But I think having the support behind Odesza and even all the other guys on the label,
Right.
they're awesome.
Right.
And I love how they select it so carefully, the sound and the people that they choose, that it makes it, every single night on tour, I've said like, hey, if you guys are familiar with Foreign Family, Odesza's label, people go crazy. And Odesza right now, they're at like the peak of their career. They're crushing.
Absolutely.
So, people just love hearing that I'm a part of it. So I would say if you can find one, please.
But not
by all
essential,
means.
right?
But not essential.
Because the way that the internet,
Yeah,
has
if you can get that
become-
Spotify hookup and you can be able to market and figure your stuff out on your own, and you have a really supportive team behind you,
Yeah.
I think you could totally do it.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Because we interview a lot of producers on here as well, and all of them voice that the ease of the internet and the accessibility of it. All you need is a laptop, and you can do anything these days. But at the same time, it leads to oversaturation.
That's what we feel so crazy about is. Like Memba and I were talking, like at the Boston show and some of the other shows, I had at least 200 like young kids singing the words to my songs. I had to stop because I was like about to cry. I'm like, this is insane. I'm like, who are you? I'm like, how do you know this? I can't even believe they're going crazy for Westworld. 95% of my set is unreleased, and they just catch on, start dancing, loving it, and just from making that song like in my bathroom, that's the power of the internet.
Was
all of a
Westworld
sudden,
recorded
everyone
in the
knows it.
bathroom?
Yes.
All of it.
So my first takes were, second half we had to upgrade it to the upstairs studio.
There you go. Got invited up.
Yeah, I got invited up. It was nice.
The voice, God. Well, that's good, and it's good to hear that. It's good to know that while obviously a label, a collective helps, can put you on opportunities that you never would have had before. It's still. Even you see the ease like that it is possible.
It's absolutely possible. Never give up hope on that.
Yeah,
so.
never give up because you could be playing in Seattle.
Yes.
Evan Giia. We'll end with some random questions that we ask a lot of people, but this one's we don't ask everyone. Did you once see a concert with Wiz Khalifa and Rihanna on the same show?
Yes.
Really?
Okay, so I was a massive Wiz Khalifa fan, like massive.
Really? Not that he doesn't have fans now, but I feel like 7 or 8.
Where'd he go?
9 years.
Like, where is
Amber
Wiz?
Rose took his soul.
Like, shout out to Wiz. I love you.
Yeah,
Like, he's the best.
OJ and Kush. It was
Oh my God.
a big deal.
Yes.
That was a big deal.
And yeah, the whole
same
Amber
show,
Rose
though?
thing.
They were on the same show?
Same show. This was like the classic, and I'm sure everyone that I've talked to that loves music, they have that when they're young, that one venue that's like half outdoor, half indoor, and it's just like a crazy party, and
it a
you
festival,
go.
or
It was
just
like it's like almost like a festival, but it was one night.
street-
It's called the Comcast Center in Massachusetts. So you get pretty lit at the Comcast Center if you go. So.
I would hope so. Fuck Comcast.
It's one of
I
those
hate
things. My
Comcast.
mom like called my friends a taxi to go to see it, and
That's
then we
nice.
get
Dropped
picked
you
up
off, make sure,
after.
of course. Got to be home by like 10:30
Exactly.
or whatever it is. If you could go to only one of the following, which would you choose? The London Olympics, a Dead Mouse concert, or first row for a Kendrick show in Paris? I honestly, normally we do the podcast with another friend of mine named Alan, and he couldn't be here today. So Alan says hello.
Hey, Alan.
There you go.
Okay, I've been to all of those.
You've been to all of them, right?
Yes.
That's Alan wrote that question. And
That's so good
Shout out to
and
Alan.
so deep. Like,
okay,
oh
so
my
if
God.
you had to only pick one of those,
I was pumped when you said London Olympics, and I'm like, by the way, I've
Obviously.
already seen those. But
Been
like, I
there.
guess I've seen all
See?
of them. First row, Dead Mouse is another like massive moment for me.
not first row Dispatch.
Oh, love.
There-
Still, I was like,
Dispatch or Dead Mouse.
no, Dead Mouse. I'm sorry.
What?
He wins.
Like for the rest of your life.
For the rest of my life,
Yeah.
I would say Dead Mouse still.
Really?
Strobe, I mean, I can't deal. Like,
I love Dead Mouse. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like after a while, I'd be like, God damn it, my head. Like,
true,
wouldn't be able to take it.
true. Oh, that's so hard. I'm still going to go with him, though. I'm still
Okay,
going to go
that's
with
good.
him.
That's good. Over Kendrick in Paris. Oh.
Oh, but
First
no,
row
not
first.
over Kendrick.
Oh, okay. I thought you were
You
saying.
said Dispatch Dead Mouse,
I
so.
did. I've changed the questions many times since doing that. Okay, 2 more. These are questions we ask everyone. Who's the most famous person in your cell phone?
On my cell phone?
Yeah. Sounds like you name dropped a whole shit ton of people before.
I mean, I've been named dropped.
Yeah, you've been. John Mayer? You got John Mayer's number?
That's hilarious. I don't. Wait, I don't know. I don't have
do you
anyone
mean?
that cool.
What do you mean? You just said you texted Betty Who. Now you
All
just
right,
said
Betty
Who's not
Who.
cool.
So is it Betty Who?
I don't know. You tell me. I've never seen your cell phone.
Shit. This is hard because I feel like
You're gonna slight people.
or just like there's a better one and I'm forgetting.
You're forgetting about the better, more famous person in your cell.
Oh man,
This is a question you should have been ready for.
I should
I'm
have been.
I'm not gonna scold you here, but
Shit.
everyone should know it. Kyle, who's the most famous person in your cell phone?
He probably has pretty famous
I
people.
was gonna say.
He was at like VIP Coachella.
Yeah, Coachella.
Like,
Ever
Dance
heard
with
of him?
Bieber.
Yeah, he probably does. Okay, we'll go with Betty Who.
We'll go with Betty Who. Cool.
Yeah.
Shout out Betty Who.
Could you
She's gonna
call
be
her?
like, why is she talking about me so much?
Just big Betty Who fan. Would she pick up if you called her?
Totally. Well, she's on the road though.
So?
She's busy.
That's true. She is working. Okay, last one. Is Avril Lavigne dead or alive?
Oh my God.
Have you heard of this conspiracy theory?
no way.
What?
Because I literally just watched her. No, just looked her up on Spotify to see how many monthly listeners she has.
A lot.
A ton.
Still.
Me and my boyfriend were like, wait, what? She's still crushing it.
Avril is timeless, first off, but there's a
Skater boy, come on.
There's a huge conspiracy theory that she is dead.
Oh my God.
You've never heard of this?
No.
Okay, so the backing of this is that, wow, holy shit, she has over 7 million monthly
7
listeners.
million, dude.
That's
I
a
was
lot.
like,
Ready?
wow.
I bet top cities, London, Mexico City, Sao Paulo, Chicago, and LA. So the conspiracy theory is back in 2003, Avril Lavigne committed suicide because her grandfather passed away, who she was really close with. Now that's a part of the theory. Prior to this has been confirmed that her record label at the time found a doppelganger that would go out and do press appearances for her because she hated the paparazzi. So while fake Avril would go out, and there are photos of this woman.
And that's
a
real.
real woman. That is, apparently it's been confirmed. She would, take all the photos, this and that, and Avril would go in the back. After the next record to come out is called Under My Skin. There's a few songs
of
on
course.
there that are like, if it was written from another person's perspective, it would make sense. There's many photos of like her freckles being in different spots. Her eyes are tilted differently. Her handwriting is totally different. Obviously, the music is totally different. Versus like complicated to like girlfriend. So Avril Lavigne, dead or alive.
Oh.
If you don't know, that's totally fine because no one does.
I'm going to say dead to shake
Boom!
it up.
You're the first one to ever say dead. Everyone always says alive.
Let's shake. I mean, I hope she isn't, but like.
I have like asked the question and thought about it so much now that I think she's dead too.
Oh my God. Wow.
crazy. Are there
I'm
any
going to
other-
start talking about this now.
Yeah, it's a real thing. It was the conspiracy theory came out like 10 years ago, and it just like every couple months someone resurfaced it, and then Rolling Stones wrote an article about it last year. So it was
Shit.
like real thing.
Well, man. Oh my God. Well, I hope she isn't, but I'm going to say dead.
That's true. That's true. Are there any conspiracy theories that you believe in?
Oh man. Actually, a bunch of my old friends used to be like huge on conspiracy theories, and I would always get so frustrated because I'm like, can't you just like just
Just
accept
let it live.
the world?
Oh, so you hated that question.
I was just like, come on, like we don't have to like make something up for everything. But
Right.
I don't know. I'd have to be convinced. There's really none that like
Takes a-
stick out to me.
Okay, that's good. I like it. I like you live in the reality.
I'm
you
just
don't-
living
That's
in the
good.
now.
Yeah, that's great. Well, that seems like the perfect spot to end the interview.
the now.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you sitting
Yeah,
down with
thank
us.
you.
And good luck. It seems like you got a long career ahead of you here. It's gonna be great. So
Yeah, I really hope so. Thanks so
yeah,
much.
For sure. Thanks. And that was Evan Giia. Woo! I feel like we've been doing that in the past episodes. I don't know if people like that or not, but we don't care. Big thanks again to Evan, aka Emmy, for sitting down with us.
Yeah.
Big shout outs to Foreign Family and Kyle for her helping set up the interview.
Yeah, big
Apparently,
shout-outs.
that was like one of her first interviews. So when she blows up,
Exactly.
we'll
She'll
take that
run a roast.
40%.
40. Damn.
We're shooting high.
Okay. Is that what like we
You,
tell them?
you have to
then
know
they
how
can
negotiations
negotiate
work.
us down?
You shoot
Okay.
high,
Okay,
they'll
yeah.
shoot low, we'll meet in the middle.
Perfect.
25.
25.
25. Yeah, that was great, but we will be back next week for another one.
Another great one.
They're all great. Maybe we should just stop saying great. Maybe we should just we're back for
No,
another
one day we're
'cause
gonna have a
people know.
bad one. It's gonna just be you.
Like-
I'm gonna be like, wow, this is a really bad one. We had
Yeah, we
only Evan.
probably will. Next week we have one of the most talented producers that we've had on yet, Mr.
Yes.
Ryan Hemsworth, who's done stuff with people all the way from E40 to everybody. It's really incredible what this guy's done. We can't believe that we were actually able to sit down with him. So
Yeah, some truly amazing stories came out of that
best.
podcast. So definitely check it out. That was just one of the more entertaining,
It
like,
went
insightful ones we had. It
we
went
wrote
all over.
Yeah, we wrote 25 questions or something like that, and probably asked 3 of them because it's not as interesting for us to ask him about his production style instead of him when he's telling us stories about
Yeah.
Lil B picking him up from Oakland and driving him 2 hours to a studio in Sacramento. Like, that's way more interesting. We're not going to spoil any more, but it got to the point where he was stopping our questions to tell us more
Yeah.
insane stories.
So
So yes, fans of obviously some of these Bay Area rappers that he's worked with to Shlomo and the We Did It crew. Like it's a great interview. So we're really excited to get that out there. Again, thanks for everybody and anybody who has listened thus far. We've got some huge interviews coming. So get on the bandwagon right now.
Yes. Tell your friends to get on the bandwagon because we have some great ones coming up.
Tell your friends about all my friends. That's the logo. That's the slogan. Get to know it.
We should actually use that more often.
Yeah, we should. All right. Tell your friends about all my friends. We love you all.
Love you.
Peace.